The problem isn't us. We're awesome. The problem is Greendale. It's pulling our strings and we need a break.
Yeah, our Ferris Bueller needs a day off.
This is season 4 of Community, better known as the gas leak year because everyone wants to forget it ever happened, and it's widely believed to be the worst season of the entire show. In reality, there's one season of Community that's far worse. The 6th and final season earns its place as the worst, not by simply being bad or suffering a steep drop-off in quality. It committed a much more vile act. It took away the show's identity. We'll get into exactly what that means in a second, but first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Nerdstalgic for more videos like this one.
I was waiting until we were all together. Abed's not comfortable with CHANGE.
Hey, screw you, I can spell. Screw you.
Community was created by Dan Harmon and aired its pilot episode on NBC in 2009. At the time, Harmon was best known for his work on the Sarah Silverman program, though that would quickly change. For most of Community's first season, audiences saw the show as a smart yet largely unremarkable sitcom with a likable cast of stereotypes masquerading as actual characters. That is, until season 1, episode 23, Modern Warfare. In a shockingly well-made parody of over-the-top action movies, our study group participates in a school-wide paintball war and bonds with each other in the trenches. Each character gets their time to shine.
Jeff Winger, you son of a bitch. Thought you were dead, man.
And their relationships feel fully realized by the time the credits roll. It's witty, charming, full of pop culture in-jokes. And deeply rooted in the show's community college setting. Essentially, the episode is bursting with personality. That personality carried through to the rest of the series, which helps set it apart from other sitcoms in the early 2010s. Community's popularity and Harmon's career skyrocketed from there. Its cult following grew exponentially as word of mouth began to spread. As early as season 2, the beloved meta character Abed, played by Danny Pudi, started predicting the show would boast
6 seasons and a movie!
While the "and a movie" bit of that catchphrase has yet to be materialized, the show did get exactly 6 seasons, but it wasn't anything to boast about. Over the course of its life on the air, Community suffered from plenty of behind-the-scenes issues. The show never lived up to NBC's expectations in the ratings department, and in season 4, Dan Harmon was fired from his showrunner position. Harmon was also infamous for his meticulously hands-on management style and his feud with Chevy Chase, who played Pierce on the show. After season 4 proved disastrous without Harmon, he was brought back on board to captain the sinking ship.
I see your value now.
Abed, why?
I see your value now. It's a callback to when we met first season, and me calling you your seasons is a callback to my first season dialogue.
Though the damage had unfortunately already been done, NBC decided to pull the plug after season 5 due to those aforementioned dwindling ratings. Alright, we're gonna take a quick break from the video to talk about my favorite game of all time, Monopoly. I always wished I could take Monopoly on the go, and now I can. And that's all thanks to Monopoly Go. Monopoly Go is a mobile app that brings the excitement of Monopoly to your phone. No board cleanup required. You get all the best parts of classic Monopoly: collecting properties, building houses and hotels, drawing chance cards, and earning Monopoly money with gameplay fit for the digital age. But you also get short and sweet gaming sessions to go along with it. Monopoly Go strikes the perfect chord with succinct gaming sessions lasting between 5 to 15 minutes, and you can revel in the flexibility of playing with your friends or alone. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to play Monopoly but couldn't because everyone was scared I would beat them. There's so much going on in Monopoly Go. There are new opportunities every day. You can participate in tournaments, the prize drop Plinko minigame, cash grab, and more. Every day brings new ways to play and win. So rule the Monopoly Go world. Install Monopoly Go now, and when you do, make sure you use my link or scan the QR code if viewing on a PC or TV. And now, back to the video. It looked as though the series wouldn't live up to its famous catchphrase,
6 seasons and a movie.
6 seasons in a movie.
until Yahoo picked it up as an exclusive to their short-lived streaming platform. Fans rejoiced until they actually sat down to watch season 6. While reviews remained generally positive, it was clear that the magic was gone. This was not the Community we had come to know and love. The quick-witted and charming personality fans had fallen for had inexplicably vanished along with a few members of the cast and crew. Several writers, producers, and directors had jumped ship, including the Russo brothers, who got their start directing on Community before being recruited to the MCU. Chevy Chase was killed off in season 5 after allegedly making racist remarks toward Donald Glover, who played Troy. Glover left the show that same season to work on his own projects, and Yvette Nicole Brown's Shirley appeared in only 2 episodes of season 6 after departing to take care of her sick father. John Oliver's recurring character Ian Duncan also disappeared when Oliver started hosting his late-night talk show Last Week Tonight. To replace these adored series mainstays, Harmon and the Community Writers Room had to get creative. They decided to beef up 2 other characters, Paget Brewster's Frankie and Keith David's Elroy. While they did their best with what they were given, they didn't have a lot of time to endear themselves to the audience.
Say hello to New Shirley. I'm just kidding.
Instead of natural new additions, Frankie and Elroy were little more than interlopers on the fringes of a fractured friend group. This left the whole show feeling oddly barren and incomplete. The study group angle Community was based on was no longer a viable option by season 6. After season 4's graduation, our core cast are leading separate lives. Season 5 gets around this by having them form a committee intent to saving their school, but season 6 loses any remaining glue the group had. Some remain as students while others become teachers, but they're really only at Greendale because the show requires them to be. The dynamics set up at the beginning of the show can't exist when so many of the original characters are gone and the rest have completed their arcs, so new problems had to be invented for these characters to overcome. Joel McHale's Jeff is suddenly an alcoholic who's needlessly rude and physically aggressive toward Abed. Jillian Jacobs' Britta is a perpetual punching bag that encounters nothing but failure and ridicule from her friends. With Troy gone, Abed reverts to a season 1 version of himself who forgets the lessons he learned about emotional connection, leaving Allison Bree's Annie to pick up the pieces.
Britta, it might help if every burnt sandwich didn't come with a self-aware burnt sandwich bit.
All of this makes for an uncharacteristically somber tone as the show prepares its audience for the inevitable end. It doesn't help that under Yahoo, Community was free from the constraints of NBC's tight 22-minute episode formatting, yet limited to only 13 episodes. While we might expect every episode of a short season to pack a plot-heavy punch, the longer runtime actually ended up being a bit of a curse for the series. We spent far too much time ruminating on all the most miserable character beats, and the show's fast-paced humor was often replaced with meandering scenes or jokes that went on longer than they needed to.
Seems like this sandwich counter is consuming your happiness and converting it into burnt bread and debt.
So?
This is why we got episodes like Lawnmower Maintenance and Postnatal Care, which reveled in the suffering of our characters. When it's revealed that everyone knows Britta's parents and they're perfectly fine people, a frustrating divide is created between the remaining friends. Nobody likes or trusts Britta anymore, and it makes the entire episode, and indeed much of the season, miserable to watch. On the flip side, the episode Grifting 101 leaves little room for character moments. Yet it's still hard to watch. Grifting 101 is simultaneously overcomplicated and too dull to be interesting, which should be an impossible feat when you have Matt Berry as your guest star.
Good show. What show? I haven't seen that show. All right, all the best.
What might have been a tight parody of heist movies quickly devolves into a convoluted mess that you can skip in its entirety. All of this makes for a massive and irreparable strike against season 6. It's not bad in a fun way or even bad enough to be mad at like with season 4. Rather, it's just boring, which is the one thing Community should never be. The finale does manage to be an emotional send-off for our characters, though the strength of the scenes mostly comes from the talent of the cast and the nostalgic build-up through the previous seasons.
Cool. Cool.
Oh.
Cool. I farted during the 4th one. It's an inside joke.
The meta humor is back in full force, with everyone pitching their version of what season 7 might look like. Some of it is funny, some of it is heartwarming, and it's the closest season 6 comes to feeling like the rest of the show, even though it ultimately misses the mark with the forced romantic relationship between Annie and Jeff. However, on a rewatch, the cracks start to show. When viewers are less sentimentally attached to the story, the goodbye hugs and sad songs come off as an obligatory punchline instead of something substantial or meaningful. And obligatory really is the most apt way to describe Community's last run. It felt as though the showrunners were only in it to fulfill an obligation to one of the series' longest running jokes.
6 seasons in a movie.
Jeff, I know it comforts you to look at things through that meta lens, but this is reality.
Community limped across the finish line, hemorrhaging cast members, rolling back character growth, and disregarding everything that made it special until there was nothing left to love. The show became what audiences thought it was at the beginning, unremarkable and full of stereotypes masquerading as characters. And well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks so much for watching this video all the way through to the end. If you liked what you saw, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to Nerdstalgic. And if you're still here, what's your least favorite season of Community? Let us know in the comments.